Yo, what up, YouTube? We're here today with the obviously super busted deck profile that you see in the thumbnail and that you see right here. Kanan the Swordsmistress .op. So let's just get into it. First off, run as many Goblinberg as you own. I just have one. Witch of the Black Forest. This is just a obviously very generically good 4-star. Doesn't serve any specific purpose. Blue Dragon Summoner. Obviously, this searches out your busted card, Kanan the Swordsmistress. Then Warrior Lady of the Wasteland, even more broken in that she can search Kanan the Swordsmistress straight from the deck, although sometimes that's not exactly what you want. We got the cornerstone of the deck, Kanan the Swordsmistress, floats like a butterfly, stings like a Muhammad Ali, pretty busted. Got Noble Knight Artorias. This guy, it's there to be a vanilla warrior, basically. Obviously, it's not as good as Kanan in that it does not have the intimidation factor, but this one is at least glossy. And then we got 2 Unexpected Die. This is another card that can summon Kanan straight from the deck, so pretty busted. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. This card, unironically, is broken. Like, it's so good. This kind of wins games on its own. Such an interesting, like, mix of... It kind of is balanced, but it's so good. And then we got Fiendish Chain. In theory, this synergizes with the deck. I don't love it so far, but in theory, it works well with the boss monster. Same thing with Floodgate. Like, basically, we don't care if they have a monster. We're going to be able to get over it pretty easily. And the last card, 3 First Aid Squad. This is basically like Warrior Returning Alive in the deck. You just target any vanilla in your grave, you add it back to your hand, and then if a vanilla dies by battle while this is in your grave, you can special it for a little bit of extra defense. And yeah, let's get into the extra deck. So it's basically just every generic 4-star so far that exists, but a few of them matter. Kachikochi Dragon, that's one of the just generic 4s you should probably run. Zubaba General, this is the boss monster I've been talking about. So this man detaches 1 material, and then he equips a warrior from the hand to himself. So obviously you want to ideally equip Kanan the Swordsmistress, so you have her chilling there in the back row, intimidating the opponent while you swing for like 36 basically. So you get over essentially everything. Oops, never mind that Brawl Stars notification. Yeah, so we got Utopia. Because we do run the Warrior Field spell, this man sits at 27 in the deck, which is even better than normal, but we'd run it either way. We got Diamond Direwolf. So I've never summoned this, I don't think, in this deck, but it's a generic 4, so why not? Black Ship, I have used this at least a couple times, and obviously it's a pretty good 4-star. Bujin Tsukiyomi, I've never summoned this, nor do I even really think that I would, but I can technically make it with the Noble Knight. And then Gagaga Samurai. This puts in an exceptional level of work in this deck, in that, like I said, we run the Warrior Field spell, so this man's at 21. And actually, if you add 21 to itself, because this guy can attack twice, you get 42. So basically, that's more than 40. And so this thing can swing for all of your opponent's life in 1 turn, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we've covered. I don't run Maestro simply because I don't have it. I would definitely run that over like this thing, this Bujin thing. But yeah, obviously just gaze upon the Kanan the Swordsmistress. Super overpowered card. Yeah, just stay tuned for the duel videos and watch it in action. And throw a like on the video, and thanks for watching. Alright, here we are. We're playing this self-proclaimed Dark Duelist here. So yeah, they have selected Zane Truesdale as their champion. And it looks like we'll be going second. So we'll see what they're actually playing. They'll see that they're probably going to get slapped since they see that field spell in 2020. And they're playing Dark Magician. Summon that Magician's Rod. Search Super Busted card. And set it. So, like, obviously I assume that's the navigation. I go Hunvo, which in my circle basically means... like, my friend would always MST the right card. So I go double Cyclone, MST some stuff away. Kanan the Swordsmistress straight from the deck. He's like, that's too busted. I'm going to go ahead and Floodgate. Can't deal with that. I go Kanan from the hand. Crash. Putting in a lot of work directly with Kanan the Swordsmistress this game. They activate a second circle. Grab a second navigation. Summon another Magician's Rod. Search a third navigation. So they set both navigations, they swing, and they crash into this beefy defender there, Kanan the Swordsmistress. They can't get over it. So I'm able to Xyz summon. I go for Kachikochi Dragon here because I forgot at this point that I didn't realize yet that Gaga Samurai is just kind of better in the deck because you don't need to kill something by battle to attack twice. But it doesn't really matter. We swing for 26 this turn because it goes through both back row. And then apparently there's no Dark Magician in hand or something. So I draw a monster off top. I'm like, YOLO. Doesn't even matter that I drew a monster, but the attack ends up going through. So yeah, Kanan the Swordsmistress whittled down those resources, and then some weaker monsters were able to seal the deal. Alright, so we are facing off against this person from Mexico. They are playing Scud because we live in the Joker, so that is a character's name apparently. Yeah, we get to go first this time. Activate the field spell again, so that they know they're going to get bopped. They're only running 6 cards in the extra deck, and it looks like 25 in the main deck, so those are some decisions, I guess. But we're going to get Kanan straight from the deck, overpower him straight from the beginning. This time we're going to open with our boss monster, Zubaba General. So that's overpowered, and we get to equip the second Kanan from the hand. So we're sitting at 36, the ideal opening. They activate a field spell of their own. It's some questionable Gladiator Beast field spell. I decided to attack with the big guy like I should as a good player or whatever, and I'm glad because it was a Hoplomys, so I wouldn't have gotten over with the Blue Dragon Summoner. But yeah, he does manage to attack over the Blue Dragon Summoner within a cast. And I'm like, that's about to be a Murmillo. The downside to the deck is obviously the boss monster has no protection at all. It's just a large beater. The only protection is the Kanan the Swordsmistress intimidation factor. But that doesn't stop Murmillo. But, yeah, my plan was to attack with Kanan, but I top decked the Goblinberg, so I'm like, alright, we'll make some sort of XYZ monster card now. So I make Gaga Samurai this time. In theory, I would detach and then attack twice, but I'm bad at the game, actually, so I forgot to do that, because you have to do it in the main phase, and like I said, not very skilled. So I go for the end phase MST on that back row, and it's like really tilting, because if I would have attacked twice like I should have, then I would like have game here directly. But still have him at 400, so fairly on the ropes, hoping that I won't lose out at the last second, basically. Top deck any monster at all, and then, yeah, I feel fairly confident that between these attacks, I'm going to be able to end the game. Once again, I didn't need to top deck a monster at the end of the duel, but I did anyway. And then once again, Kanan the Swordsmistress whittling down the resources. Overpowered. Alright, mates, for this next one, we'll be facing off against a player by the name of Nova, running a Kiza. Let's get through the formalities. We're going second. They will rank up if they win. Too bad for them. Once again, activating the field spell. They have balance, apparently, in the year 2020, so we're both truly out here. It's apparently Arrow Mages or whatever, but I have 2 Cosmic Cyclones in my hand, so I'm like, Hunvo. And then I'm like, busted, question mark? And then I decide to summon Goblinberg. Summon any card. This could have been a Kanan the Swords Mistress even, but it happened to be a Blue Dragon Summoner. Obviously, it would have been even better if it was a Kanan. But we make the Gagaga Samurai, and this time I remember to detach. And I go ahead and I swing for 21. And after that, I swing for 21 more. And then I win. So, yeah, just a demonstration of the deck in general being overpowered, not just Kanan. Alright, so for this last one, we're playing against Jonas. Probably about to bop them. Looks like they're playing Joey Wheeler, so we got Tristan versus Joey Wheeler himself. I can't do the voice, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going second once again. Looks like he is actually playing Red Eyes, but Red Eyes is no match for Kanan the Swords Mistress, obviously. Opens Instinct into Red Eyes Fusion, which they do activate, making the predictable card, basically. And then they just set one, and then they're finally done. And I'm like, all right, true. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I go Goblinberg. Any vanilla. And then make that Zubaba General. And I probably should have used not that, basically. I probably should have equipped that to the Zubaba General, but it doesn't end up mattering, basically. He specials this, like, whatever that is, Red Eyes Retro Dragon or something, which is kind of good. And he gets back the Slash Dragon. Attempts to attack. I don't understand this. He attempts to attack. It equips, but he just does die anyway because it's still weaker. I'm like, what are you doing? And I guess he wanted to attack for damage or something. I don't know if that was the intended play there or what, but it occurred, I guess. Sitting there with 3,300 Zubaba General, and he Dark Cores it. I'm like, all right. Flip the Witch. Summon any 4-star. And I can make that Samurai. So once again, we actually do remember to detach. Swing over a Wyvern. And leave this player at only 1,100 life points remaining. They actually activate Galaxy Cyclone, and I'm like, my card is now weaker. Kachikochi Dragon OP? Yeah. But I go ahead and still use the effect anyway, obviously. I swing into whatever that thing was. And then my math is off, so I attack with Kanan because I didn't realize that I would have game for some reason. Or I would have ended it with her. But yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously, a bunch of evidence that this deck is unstoppably broken. So yeah, peace.